First Premier Free Plus Checking lets you bank how you want. Online with leading-edge digital money management tools, or in person with financial guidance from our expert bankers in 14 locations. Free Plus Checking from First Premier is more than an account, with no hidden fees and no strings attached. It's banking how you want it from one of the nation's strongest community banks. Open online at firstpremier.com/free or at any First Premier location. Member FDIC.
At Heartland Energy, we're more than your hometown power provider. From reliable, affordable energy to innovative programs and services, we are your community partner. Our economic development programs support local businesses through rebates, low-interest financing, and other incentives. Our Power Forward rebates help you save money when you purchase energy-efficient products for your home or business. We are Heartland Energy. Power with purpose.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe, a place where your world is what you make it, where your next chapter is written by you, and tomorrow is reinvented today. Welcome to the cutting edge of tech-powered, student-focused higher education. All here in Madison, South Dakota. This isn't science fiction. It's Dakota State University.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Generations of ag producers have relied on our homegrown lending experts to help them grow and transition. With flexible solutions and local decision-making, you can count on First Premier Bank to meet you where you are, in life or in the field. That's how we've grown into one of the nation's strongest community banks. First Premier, member FDIC.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family-owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Our ag bankers are homegrown experts committed to helping you find the right financial solution for your operation. With extensive experience in the industry, First Premier offers flexible options and local decisions designed to help you today and for generations to come. Find a First Premier Ag Banker nearest you at firstpremier.com/ag. First Premier Bank, investing in your growth. Member FDIC.
This your place?
No, I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No, I just had a bite.
You want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there. Mom!
He really needs to get a place of his own.
At Madison Regional Health System, your unique needs and a positive healthcare experience.
Hopefully that looks good as we get through this one. Good afternoon and welcome into the Dakota State University Fieldhouse. It's a chilly Friday night, but the Fieldhouse is ready to go for Dakota State University basketball, taking on their traveling partners in a doubleheader this evening. The Bellevue Bruins are in town to play the Trojans. Mac Gross along with you here at Dakota State University. The first game of the night features the 16-3 Dakota State University women, 7th ranked overall in the NAIA, winners of their last 4, and they're taking on the 8-10 Bruins of Bellevue. Dakota State 11-2 overall in the conference standings after a 2-game losing streak at that early January trip to Helena and Billings that resulted in a 2-point loss to Carroll and then a 3-point loss to Rocky Mountain. Dakota State has recovered, picked up a pair of wins in North Dakota after that against Bismarck State and Dickinson State. And then last weekend, a big win over number 12 ranked Montana Tech here at home. They followed it up with a blowout victory over Montana Western. And now they take on Bellevue, Nebraska in the Coaches versus Cancer contest here tonight at the Fieldhouse. Of course, these two teams have met once already, the traveling partner for Dakota State, so no game tomorrow, just the one game this evening. DSU women picked up a lopsided 105-57 win over Bellevue in Nebraska back on the 15th of November. DSU outscored the Bruins by 10 or more points in all 4 quarters on their way to that 105-57 win some 2 months ago. Caitlin Dyer had 23 points in that contest for Dakota State, 3 of 7 shooting from downtown. Tabor Teal, who is put back-to-back Player of the Week awards into her already star-studded resume here in the month of January. Well, back in November, she had a pretty good game there as well against Bellevue. 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists to go along with 3 steals and 2 block shots. She completely filled up the stat sheet. 5 Trojans scored in double figures in that victory over Bellevue back in November. So Dakota State trying to start another long winning streak after they had that last one snapped by Carroll College. The Trojans, before that loss to Carroll and then the next day to Rocky Mountain on the 2nd and 3rd of January, they hadn't lost a game since right before the Bellevue contest. That was when they lost to number 1 Dort by 4 at the Sanford Pentagon back on November 11th. So you look at 3 losses this season for the DSU women. A 4-point loss to the number 1 team in the country, then a 2-point loss to number 24 Carroll, followed by a 3-point loss to number 17 Rocky Mountain. Of course, they've also picked up wins over ranked teams in Dakota Wesleyan and Montana Tech. And now they'll try to finish off the Bruins here before they go back on the road next weekend, back up to North Dakota. They'll round out the month of January with games on the 30th and the 31st against Valley City and Mayville State. And then the season starts to rapidly wind down. Rocky Mountain and Carroll, the 2 teams that got them in the conference, will be back in town on February 6th and 7th to take on DSU. And then the Trojans go out to Montana Western and Montana Tech in Dillon and Butte. They come back home to wrap up the regular season. Less than 1 month from now, the regular season comes to an end. February 20th and 21st, Dickinson State and Bismarck will be here at the Fieldhouse to round out the regular season and head us into the, for Dakota State, first ever Frontier Conference women's basketball tournament that'll be played in Montana at the Butte Civic Center. In many ways, a long way to go, and in many ways, that is not far down the road. The Bellevue Bruins, 8-10 overall. They're 4-9 here in this first year in the Frontier Conference. Started off conference play with 3 consecutive losses before picking up back-to-back wins over Valley City and Mayville in early December. Then lost to Providence and Montana State, as well as Rocky Mountain and Carroll. Came back at a win over Dickinson State on January the 9th. And then a 9-point loss to Bismarck. Defeated Montana Western last weekend by a point. 58-57 was the final there in Bellevue. And then last Saturday lost to number 12 Montana Tech by the final of 73-57. And then don't forget, we've got the men's game coming up after this. That maybe looks to be the game that's worth the price of admission coming in here today. Dakota State against Bellevue. That one was a great game last time out down in Nebraska. And Dakota State hoping for the same but a little better outcome in the men's game tonight. Season is, as we said, getting down to the final few weeks here of conference play. It's a busy time here at Dakota State University now that things, despite how cold it is, they're heating up around campus. You've got not that many weeks to go before Dakota State University softball and baseball seasons are going to start, believe it or not, here in the month of February. Indoor track and field got their season going over this past weekend, and they're in action today as well. So things really ramping up here as we head into the middle months of winter at Dakota State University. In fact, Dakota State softball is going to be in action February 13th and 14th in Sioux Center, Iowa to get their season underway. So, yeah, softball and, believe it or not, baseball coming up in less than a month here for the Trojans. Coach David Moe in Dakota State, number 7 ranked overall right now in the country, and stayed in the top 10 after those back-to-back losses a couple of weeks ago. And I think that speaks to kind of the program that the DSU has been able to build up here over the past, 6 or 7 years. That even back-to-back losses, a long trip out to Montana, didn't even drop them out of the top 10. Shows the coaches, those that voted in that poll, have an awful lot of respect for what Coach Moe has been able to build here at DSU. Trojans now just trying to continue to roll. They'd love to get themselves in a position to claim a conference regular season title. And then more importantly after that, make your way through that conference postseason. Want to try to stay, obviously, into the top 10 as you go into postseason play. And put yourselves in a position where no matter what happens in that postseason tournament in the conference, that you're going to be playing again come up in the national tournament. And DSU, I think, would love the opportunity to host some national tournament games again here this year, as we have the past couple of years here at the Dakota State University Fieldhouse. We've got the national anthem coming up for you in just a little bit. We're going to run down your starting lineups for these two teams as well. And then a reminder that coming up during the halftime of our men's contest, Coach David Moe is going to be joining us up here during the halftime of the men's game to give us a little recap of this one, talk about this conference season here at the halfway mark. We're going to take a quick pause here with the national anthem coming up, and then we'll be back to have a look at your starting lineups here from the Fieldhouse in Madison. Welcome back here to the Dakota State University Fieldhouse in Madison. Just about ready for a men's and women's basketball doubleheader between the Trojans and the Bruins. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Bellevue University Bruins. As we said, coming into tonight's game with a record of 8-10 overall, 4-9 in the Frontier Conference. Starting at a guard is going to be Caroline Ellison, a 5'8 junior from Victoriaville, California, number 5. Also Joy Barron, a 5'11 junior guard, number 4. Also at a guard is Drew Zuha, a 5'6 sophomore, number 23. And Draysoni Kyles, a 5'8 junior, number 24. And a forward for the Bruins is Zakiya Muhammad, a 5'11 junior from Omaha, Nebraska, number 15. That's for head coach James Benford. His first season here with the Bellevue Bruins, Alex Boji is the assistant coach. For Dakota State University, the Trojans starting 5 at the guards. It'll be Bria Wasman, a 5'5 junior from Sibley, Iowa, number 1. Also at a guard for Dakota State is Brooke Gunderson, a 5'6 senior from Buffalo, Minnesota, number 2. The third guard for Dakota State, Caitlin Dyer, the 5'4 redshirt junior from Morphettville, South Australia, number 5. Starting at the forwards is Tabor Teal, 5'11 senior from Colton, South Dakota, and West Central High School, number 11. And Sierra Watkins, a 5'7 junior, number 30, from Sioux Falls Jefferson High School in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's for head coach David Moe in his 9th year, leading the way for Dakota State University. Jacob Strand is his assistant. Carson Schmidt, a grad assistant, along with Danny Frisbee Griffin, another volunteer assistant coach for Dakota State. Again, for the DSU, Bria Wasman, Brooke Gunderson, Caitlin Dyer, Tabor Teal, and Sierra Watkins, Joy Barron, Carolyn Ellison, Zakiya Muhammad, Drew Zuha, and Draysoni Kyles for Dakota State, or for Bellevue University. Bellevue in their road black uniforms, Bruins spelled out in white across the front, white numbers as well for the Bruins. DSU, their home grays with the light and blue trim, Trojans in blue script, as we are ready to jump things up. A Frontier Conference matchup, Tabor Teal in the center circle along with Zakiya Muhammad for the Bruins. Tip is up, controlled by Bellevue, and we are underway here. Men's and women's basketball doubleheader at the Dakota State University Fieldhouse. Bellevue Kyles will initiate the offense now between the circles. Zuha works it into the post, now kicks it outside. Pump fake on a 3, drive into the paint. Little stutter step and a floater by Kyles is short, no good. And Watkins rebounds for Dakota State. Outlet quickly to Wasman. Wasman kicks to the corner. Teal was cutting through. I think the pass was actually intended for Dyer in the corner that time. But it gets tipped off the hands of Teal and out of bounds. And a turnover by DSU on their opening possession of the game. Full court pressure now by DSU, and the ball taken away by Dyer. Dyer in traffic, feeds it off behind her. Gunderson goes up for the scoop shot and gets fouled, and it'll be 2 free throws for Brooke Gunderson for DSU, trying to get the first points of the ball game for either team here. Early seconds of the opening quarter. Foul by Kyles that time. Her first personal and team's first. Free throw by Gunderson is up and good. One more at the line for the lefty senior, and she drops that one through. And a very quick substitution for Dakota State as Ella Karstensen comes into the game replacing Brooke Gunderson. So Coach Moe subs 33 seconds into the ball game. Full court pressure again here by Dakota State and Muhammad on the drive, but we've got a whistle now. Stoppage by one of our 3 officials, Bruce Kaiser, Chad Voskiel, and Ryan Schneider are the referees for tonight's women's game. I see what's going on here. We stopped because we got a clock malfunction. The clock says 92.4. It should say 9 minutes. And Probably 24 seconds. There we go. So we get that reset. And Barron will inbound again here for Bellevue once we're ready to go. I think they need to reset the shot clock as well. There we go. 28 on the shot clock now. Well, they'll feel kind of bad for Bellevue. It wasn't their fault. Should get a few more seconds on that clock. They inbound now. Lob a pass up top into the hands of Kyle. She crosses the front court, guarded closely by Wasman, nearly stepped out of bounds. Gets it back between the center circles to Ellison now, and she'll run through the offense against this Dakota State University D. Barron trying to drive into the left block, lost it, taken away by Teal. Teal with Barron on her hip, crosses into the front court. Teal looking to go all the ways, sidesteps a defender, puts it up with the left hand, and gets fouled, and Tabor Teal will go to the line. Gunderson got 2 points for Dakota State from the line to start us off, and now Teal will step to the free throw line, looking for a pair here as well. And that foul went on Kyle, so she checks out. That is her second. She comes out quickly. Emma Russell, a 5'5" senior from Council Bluffs, Iowa, checks into the game. Teal hits on the first free throw. Second one just spits out. And Barron rebounds for the Bruins. Barron looking to beat the pressure. Gets it ahead of Eliason. Now into the hands of Russell. Russell feeds back behind, and the ball's taken away by Dyer. Dyer to Teal at the top of the key. Looking to hand off to Wasman. Well defended. Finds Watkins instead. Watkins around the defender. Kicks it outside. Bria doesn't have a look at a three. She'll penetrate. Left hand. Scoop off the window is good. Hard angle for Bria Wasman. But she spins that one in. And it's a 5-0 lead for Dakota State University. Early going here. Maybe another turnover. Watkins to the ground. Pardon me. Picked up. Yeah, that was Sierra. She gets it over to Dyer. And Dyer will put in the layup. And a timeout taken by Bellevue. It's a 7-0 run for Dakota State to start quarter number 1. 8:17 to play here in the first. Timeout on the floor at DSU. Good start for Dakota State. Couple of steals here for the Trojans. 7 points. They've all come off turnovers so far. And DSU will set up full court pressure again out of the timeout. Inbounds comes into the hands of Zuha, and she'll try to get around to Mackenzie Simmons, who checked into the ball game here for Dakota State. Ahead to Ellison. Ellison kicks into the corner. Pump fake by Malone. Now she goes down into the post. That was Barron, rather. Inside, a turnaround jump shot is up and good for Muhammad, and the Bruins are on the board here, 7-2. Wasman into the front court. Turns around to Teal. Teal sees an opening. Attacks to the right side. Puts it up off the window. Got the angle that time on Joy Barron and put it in. 2 more for Tabor Teal, and a 9-2 Dakota State University lead. Zuha double teamed as she comes to the free throw, the half court line rather. Gunderson back into the game, nearly took it away. Here's Simmons now on the defense of Russell. Handed off to Ellison. Ellison gets around her defenders, drives it up, and a blocking foul. And that'll be 2 shots coming up for the Bruins. Foul's going to be on Caitlin Dyer, or pardon me, Bria Wasman. Her first personal, and the team's first for Dakota State as well. Sends Ellison to the free throw line. First free throw is on its way and good. One more for the Bruin junior, and that one will rattle home as well. And it's a 9-4 lead now. Bellevue will set up with their pressure. Dakota State skip pass over to Wasman across the half-court line. Broke it pretty easily. Wasman then initiated a little contact with a forearm shiver to Emma Russell, and Russell is going to pick up the foul. That's the third here on the Bruins. Still 7:18 remaining in the opening quarter. Simmons will trigger the inbound, gets it into Wasman. Works it around into the corner. Here's Hines. Hines gets it into Teal. Teal, double team comes, kicks it out to Wasman. Back to Teal, and the ball's going to be taken away. It was tipped and taken by Ellison. Dribbles it to the wing, hands it off to Russell, launches on a three, too strong. Rebound controlled by Barron. Barron then gets tied up by Simmons, and we're going to have a jump ball. This will go to Dakota State. Wasman along with Hines here, looking to beat the press, and they do pretty easily. Wasman across the half-court line. Leaves it off for Sierra Watkins. Watkins bounce pass for Simmons. Now into the corner left side. Here's a drive by Wasman. Oh, somehow got an angle for a pass to Hines, who launches on a three, but Hampton's shot won't go down. Rebound by Teal is tipped away into the hands of Simons. Now here's Wasman. She'll go to Watkins in the corner. Back out to Hines. How about another try? That one's too strong. And rebounded by Barron for the Bruins. Trojans missed their first two shots of the game, and it's a pair of threes that come up empty. Here's a three-point shot on the other end by the Bruins. Zuha, no good. Rebounded by Dakota State. Pass over to the left side into the hands of Wasman now. Teal at the top of the key. Backing her way into the paint. Kicks it outside. Watkins for a three from the corner is good. Sierra Watkins with the triple. And it's an 8-point lead now for Dakota State, 12-4. Ball across the timeline. Zuha into the corner. Pumping on a three is Russell, but she'll reset it now for Bellevue. DSU's got them pushed out way beyond the three-point arc. These shots, these threes they're looking at, the ones they're pumping on, the ones they've taken, and they've been a good foot beyond the arc. Here's a drive to the elbow by Ellison. She'll kick it out. Hell, there's one of those deep threes. It's no good by Russell, who's gone 0 for 2 to start, and Tabor's got the rebound for DSU. Teal hesitates, now drives and scores. Great hesitation. Tabor Teal goes in for the bucket, and a 10-point lead now for Dakota State at 14-4. DSU initially had set up for some pressure that time, but then fell back. Then Zua is lucky not to get an over and back call. Here's a one-on-one attack by Muhammad. Got position that time on Teal. A couple of power dribbles into her body and then put it in for two. Teal to the free throw line. Outside for Simmons. Simmons gets it back to Teal. That ball never quite got to her. Tabor goes to the floor, though. They get it. Wasman's outside for a three. No good. Hines came in trying to get the rebound. It was knocked out of bounds by Ellison. And we'll stay here with Dakota State. Angelina Chapo coming into the ball game for the first time. Caitlin Dyer returns. And Ella Karstensen checking in for the first time tonight here for Dakota State. 20 on the shot clock here for the Trojans as the inbound comes into Karstensen. Leaves it away to Dyer. Dyer looks to the middle. Watkins, got tripped. There's the whistle. A little late on the call that time. As Taryn Godsey, who had just checked in, is going to pick up the foul, and that's the fourth on Bellevue. Dyer looking to inbound, lobs it into Chappell. Now swung around on the left side into the corner for Watkins. Watkins around a Chappell screen, gets to the paint, kicks it back out. Here's Hines. Watkins again. Back to Hines. She'll launch again on a three. That one again too strong. And rebounded by Coleman for the Bruins. Worthen now on the attack. Gets into the paint, runs into Chappell, floats it up. That really just altered her shots, just the presence of Angelina that time, and she gets the rebound. Ahead quickly to Watkins. To the corner. Here's Hines, skipping it over to Dyer, into the left corner now, wide open. Karstensen triple, no good. DSU's not hitting from downtown early, or this 14-6 lead would be a lot bigger. Worthen, pass intercepted by Sierra Watkins. Goes into the body of Worthen, puts it up, no. Hines, a rebound, and the putback is up and good for Hampton Hines. The sophomore from Huron gets on the board with her first two, and puts it back to a 10-point lead now for Dakota State. Under 4 minutes to play in quarter number one. Coleman going at Chappell, now thinks better of it. Turns it back around to Barron. Barron drives inside, looking to get a shot on Chappell, who rejects it. Gets the rebound and outlets to Dyer. Trojans are on the run. Bellevue got back pretty well defensively. Kick it out for Watkins. Here's a transition three ball, too strong. Chappell's going to control the rebound. Into the right corner. Hines passes on a three. Drives to 10 feet. The floater from there drops through. Hampton Hines with two. Chappell doing the dirty work. And Hines getting the bucket. And a 12-point lead now for Dakota State. 18-6. Zuha looking to get by Watkins now. Bounces a pass ahead, and it's going to be ripped away by Coleman. Coleman then gets it over to Godsey. Godsey shot no good. Chappell again there to alter the direction. Rebound comes out to Karstensen on the attack. Kicks it outside Watkins. Now Hines. A three ball. Can she get this one? No. And a rebound. Chappell trying to get it. She's on the floor. Ball is still loose. I think we're going to get another tie-up here. No, coming away with it is Godsey. And now it's a one-on-one going the other way. Warthen looking to attack. Puts it up through contact. Count it. And give her one more. Talia Warthen, the freshman, picked up the loose ball and takes it in for an and-one opportunity. Dakota State bringing three new players back in, including Gunderson and Simmons, as well as Madeline Hansen, freshman from Del Rapids St. Mary High School, is into the ball game for the first time tonight. Free throw is up. Three-point play is good for Warthen. And it's an 18-9 lead now for DSU. 2:20 remaining in the game's opening quarter. Across the timeline comes Simmons. Simmons now on the attack. That was pass back outside for Hansen. Now into the hands of Gunderson. Trojans for Dyer. Now swing back out to the corner. Good ball movement beyond the arc, but the Bruins are recovering well. Three to shoot. Drive inside. Floater off the back of the iron. No good by Simmons. And then we got a tie up on the rebound. And the dual possession is going to favor Bellevue. DSU will come with full court pressure again as Coleman looks to trigger the inbounds pass. Into the hands of Mohammed. Now Warthen sprints her way into the front court. Spins around, passed it out of a double team and nearly had it taken away by Hansen. Tip ball out of bounds though, stays with Bellevue. Coleman into the hands of a cutting Ellison. Then she kicks it outside as she got into the paint. Zuha now down into the post. Muhammad looking to work. Free throw line pass to Coleman. Coleman, jump shot is good. Janelle Coleman, her first two of the game. And the lead down to 7 now. 18-11, under 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Gunderson, bounce pass for Simmons. Left side works it into the hands of Hansen, the freshman on the crossover, drives baseline, kicks into the corner. Gunderson, no chance for a three. Skip pass across the paint, gets it to Simmons. Simmons, the guy drives inside, floats a tough pass to Teal, who made the catch, then got it blocked, stays with it though. Teal kicks it outside, three-point shot is up, no good by Dyer, and the rebound controlled by Bellevue. Under a minute to play here in the first now as the Bruins with the basketball. Ellison bringing it up, trying to get away from Dyer. Dyer now hounding everybody with the ball. Strips it briefly out of the hands of Warthen, who gets it to Mohammed to reset, but there's only 14 on the shot clock now for the Bruins. Ellison now with 9 on the clock. Has a Mohammed screen, rejects it, goes to the left instead. Dyer all over her still. What a defensive possession for Caitlin. Here's a drive, 17-foot jump shot of the buzzer, up and good. Coleman says, take that defense with you. 20 seconds down for DSU. Gunderson on the attack into the paint. Kicks it back out for Teal. Teal will drive. Teal step through off the window. No. But a foul, and Tabor Teal will go to the line with just under 13 seconds remaining here in the first and shoot a pair. Tabor 5 points in the ball game tonight. And a 5-point lead here for Dakota State. Watkins comes in, replacing Gunderson for Dakota State. Teal's first free throw is good. Foul, by the way, was on Muhammad, and that was her first personal, team's 5th. Second free throw by Teal drops through. Simmons will check out, as in for the defensive final seconds here is Karstensen for Dakota State. Full court pressure by DSU, 12 seconds to go. They lead it by 7 in this first quarter. And got a whistle. And not 100% sure what that was, but for Bellevue, it burned about 3 seconds off what they could try to do here at the end of the quarter. So inbound again for the Bruins. Into the hands of Warthen. Throws it up. Driving now is Ellison. Ellison, blocking foul. Going to be called on Hansen for DSU. Not a terrible foul. She was driving to the baseline. Madela picks that up. It's her first personal, team's third. And now Bruins have to reset with 5.3 seconds. Into the post. Into the paint. Muhammad kicks it outside Ellison. Ellison with 1 second. Pushes up the shot. Just rolls off the left side of the iron. No good. And the first quarter comes to an end. 7-point lead for Dakota State. 20-13. 1 quarter in the books here at the DSU Fieldhouse.
This your place?
No. I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No. I just had a bite.
Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there. Mom!
He really needs to get a place of his own.
Dakota State University a 7-point lead despite going just 1 of 9 from beyond the arc in the game's opening quarter, but they're up 20-13. 6 steals for DSU. Led to 9 points off Bellevue turnovers in the first. Trojan basketball to start the second. Quickly into the block. Tabor Teal spins to the right hand and off the window. It's good. 9 in the ball game now for Tabor, the game's leading scorer. Nearly a takeaway on the inbounds pass. And then the ball thrown out of bounds. And another Bruins turnover as Zuha couldn't quite get to that one. The pass just too far up the sideline. And DSU coming back the other way. Hampton Hines now to Watkins. Watkins left side for Wasman on the drive from the baseline. Skips it out for Hines. Hines from the corner goes back to Teal. Teal fake to pass. Passes outside. Nearly hit Wasman. 3-point shot. Hines no good. Offensive rebound and a putback by Karstensen won't go down. Still fighting for it. And we're going to get a jump ball and it will go to Bellevue. Teal whipped a ball into the corner looking and eventually finding Hampton Hines, but it nearly took Bria Wasman's head off. Bellevue basketball, skip pass, looking for Muhammad, is intercepted by Karstensen. Bounce pass Watkins, back to Karstensen, off the glass and good for 2. And a little smile between those two. Watkins didn't like that shot from the right side, so she just gave it right back to Karstensen for the lay-in. 24-13 DSU lead as Ellison crosses the half-court lines, guarded by Hampton Hines. And gets around her, goes to the basket, lays it up. Oh, the layup just spins out, and Watkins grabs the rebound and then got fouled by Ellison. Ellison picking up her first personal foul, team's first as well. Joy Barron back into the ball game now for Bellevue, replacing Warthen. Bellevue setting up for pressure. Trojans break it easily. Here's Tabor. Dribbling to the elbow. Double team comes. Kicks it out. Now into the corner left side for Karstensen. Karstensen driving. Kicks it back to Wasman now. Wasman will step into the paint. Floats a pass up looking for Teal. And that one goes out of bounds. Trojans are lucky not to turn it over. Watkins was wide open in the far corner. Wasman will inbound again here for the Trojans. Finds Teal, now outside for Hines. 7 to shoot. Watkins Skips it back out for Teal. She'll launch in the left wing three and off the mark. Rebounded by Barron for Bellevue. Barron gave it up, got it right back. Trying to get across the timeline without a turnover. We're going to get a tie-up and a jump ball, and it will be a turnover forced by Dakota State. Hines came in on the help that time. Karstensen was the point of attack defender. And DSU forces their second turnover in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. Wasman working it around the arc. They go into the block on the far side for Teal. Teal tried to wrap a pass to Watkins, never really got to her. She picks up a loose ball, does Tabor. Kicks it outside. Wasman straightaway three, no good. Rebound is loose. Teal's going to pick it up. Takes a dribble left, pops that shot from 5 feet. It won't go down. And rebounded by Barron for Bellevue. Dakota State has not shot it great here tonight, especially from deep. Drive now, Russell from the baseline, double team, and Karstensen rips the ball away, and then a little frustrated, here comes Russell back, and she commits the foul. Russell picking up her first personal, second on the Bruins. Simmons back into the ball game along with Caitlin Dyer now for Dakota State, who leads it by 11, 24-13. Dyer into the post, looking for Teal. Ball knocked away. Tabor, though, stays with it. Dribbles it back out and resets. Left side, Wasman. Wasman facing up against the zone. Here's a drive and a kick to the corner. Dyer goes back top of the key for Watkins. Now Wasman. Wasman leaves it off for a straightaway. Simmons three balls short. Long rebound. Dyer had it. Oh, and then just kicks it out of bounds. And it will go back to Bellevue. Trojans are going to get Angelina Chappell back into the ball game here. DSU 1 of 13 from beyond the arc. The cold outside is extended inside the Fieldhouse. Here's a three-point shot off the iron by Russell for Bellevue. Rebounded by Dakota State. Dyer with tempo as she comes into the front court for Watkins. Now top of the key. Chappell passes on a three. Dyer will take a corner three, and there it is. Knocks it down. Caitlin Dyer with the triple. She's got 5. And nearly a forced turnover on the inbounds pass. It'll stay here with Bellevue. 27-13. Dakota State. Coleman, the junior, inbounded it into Ellison now as she sees a double team. Passes out of it, and too tall, looking for Ellison, and a turnover on Bellevue. That is their 12th of the ball game. Traysoni Kyles checks back in here. Kyles picked up a couple of quick fouls in the first quarter. We haven't seen her since. Trojan basketball. Wasman, the point guard, will initiate. Dyer back to Wasman. Now free throw line, Watkins. She'll float it up from 10 feet and get the bounce. Sierra Watkins with 2 more. She's got 5. Full court pressure now by DSU on the inbounds. Zuha, bounce pass, gets it ahead to Coleman. Coleman stops at the block, spins it back out beyond the arc. Now right side for a 3-ball. High arcing shot by Kyles, no good. Rebounded by Dakota State. Simmons got the rebound, dribbles it out herself. Over to Dyer, now into the corner for Watkins. Back to Dyer as they work to Wasman. Left wing, 3-ball, no good. And a rebound controlled by the Bruins. Bellevue trying to size up this DSU defense that's been doing, I was just about to say knocking balls away. Thought Bria Wasman did it again, or pardon me, that was Dyer. Or no, check that. I was right the first time. Trust yourself, right? Bria Wasman gets called for the foul. And that is her second, team's first here in the second quarter. As Wasman goes to the bench, Hines comes in. Inbounds to Muhammad, top of the key. On the handoff, here's Coleman now. Dribbles to the left and feeds it away to Zuha. Free throw line, Muhammad. Sizing into things up from there. Kicks to the corner. Wants it back in the block. A drive instead by Kyles. And now they'll try to reset. Ball comes free. Kyles picks it up. Outside now, an elbow jump shot from Coleman. Hits the back iron and then falls through. 29-15 DSU. Gunderson lost it, got it back. Here's Hines. Hines outside for a Dyer 3-ball. Got another one. Caitlin Dyer with the 3. And it's 32-15 now. 17-point advantage, biggest of the ball game for the Trojans halfway through the second quarter. Right side, Coleman. Coleman wants to attack. Dyer comes to the help defense, nearly knocked the ball away. She kicks it outside for Kyles. Now in for Barron. Barron facing her way up, goes up to Simmons, and I believe Simmons got a piece of that one. She dribbles it through traffic as she comes into the front court. Simmons still with it. Simmons looking to go all the way, can't get it to drop. Chapel almost had the rebound. Oh, and then was that Simmons that came in a little too aggressive at the end and commits the foul on Coleman. Chapel and Simmons come out as Tabor Teal and Karstensen return now for Dakota State. It was Chapel that picked up the foul, and that is her first, team second, with 4:25 remaining here in the second quarter. A 32-15 lead for Dakota State. Time it on the floor. We pause as well from the Fieldhouse. (32-15) Dakota State University with the lead here. Trojan women, game number 1 of this doubleheader against the Bruins on a frigid Friday night in Madison. Coming out of the media timeout is Joy Barron to inbound under full court pressure from Dakota State. Muhammad looking for help. Took one dribble, got it ahead to Kyles. They push it ahead, get a 3-point shot up off that break of the press. No good, but an offensive rebound by Barron. Bellevue, here's a drive, free throw line jumper off the mark from Kyles and rebounded by Tabor Teal. Quickly out ahead for Gunderson. Gunderson back to Teal, straightaway 3, got it. Tabor Teal drops down the triple. That's 12 in the ball game now for Teal. And 35-15, 20-point advantage for the Trojans. Kyles pushing her way into the front court, then passes up to the middle of the court and taken away by Dyer. Caitlin's going to go coast to coast for the lay-in. 2 more for Caitlin Dyer. She's in double figures now with 10. And the Trojans are running away here in the second. It's 37-15. Kyles trying to stay strong with the basketball. Almost knocked over Gunderson as she comes into the front court. Leaves it away for Zuham. Free throw line, Mohammed. She'll take that jumper. Can't knock it down. Teal has the rebound for Dakota State and got fouled by Kyles. That's going to be the third. Andre Sony. And she will check out as Ellison back in. Dakota State brings Wasman back into the game. Hines goes to the bench here with 3:11 remaining in the second quarter. 22-point Dakota State University lead. Wasman tried to take Ellison off the dribble that time. Had it poked away, but stays with it. Here's Teal, back to Wasman, back to Tabor again. Wasman on the handoff, leaves it out straight away. Gunderson. Gunderson dribbles to the right elbow, now retreats back beyond the arc. 9 seconds to shoot. On the attack for Dakota State is Ella Karstensen. She gets to the right block and puts it in off glass for 2. 39-15. Bruins looking to break the press again, but even when they get in there, DSU just feels like they've got them sped up. 2 missed shots inside, and then the rebound tapped out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans. When they do break the press, just seems like Bellevue's going a little faster than they're comfortable with. Inbounds from the baseline comes to Muhammad, and they're going to get her for a travel. And another turnover on the Bruins. That is turnover number 14. 2:20 remaining here in the first half. Teal gets into the paint. Teal gets to the right side, puts up a little hook shot, no good. And the rebound is tapped out to Barron now Ellison for the Bruins. Zuhab looking to shed Dyer, but can't. Teal comes in for a steal. Mohammed is going to fight for it, though, down to the floor and gets a tie-up. It'll stay here with Bellevue. Credit Zakiya Muhammad that time, not giving up after that ball was knocked away from her. Officials are coming over maybe to have a check on the possession here. See if the arrow is correct. 2:01 to play in the second quarter. It's a 39-15 lead for Dakota State. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here on the floor. 2:01 to go in quarter number 2. Timeout on the floor. The officials maybe perhaps going over to the replay booth. We'll see what this is all about after we take a pause as well. Out of the timeout, it is Bellevue basketball. 19 on the shot clock here for the Bruins, as the inbound will come from Barron. DSU has been stifling here in the second quarter into the post. Muhammad spins her way to a right-handed shot. Up and off the window is good. Leaned in with the left shoulder that time and dropped it in. Muhammad's got 6, tied for the team high. Tabor straight away thought about that 3. Attacks instead into the block, kicks it back outside. Wasman retreats back beyond the arc in this 2-3 zone. Teal kicks to the corner. Drive now underneath the basket is Karstensen. Back out to Teal with 9 to shoot. Teal's shot got blocked by Barron and picked up by Bellevue. Zuha throws it ahead into the hands of Coleman. Down into the post, Muhammad goes to that right hand to turn around again and drops another one through. Back-to-back buckets for Zakiya Muhammad. And the lead at 20 now for Dakota State, 39-19 as we hit the 1-minute mark here in the second quarter. Oh, what a crossover. Wasman inside. Oh, just can't finish. That would have been something for Bria, but she couldn't complete it. Zuha for Ellison. Off the wing now, Coleman. Bellevue trying to stay patient in their offense and work for something good. Outside as comes to Coleman again. 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Muhammad in the corner. Away for Ellison. Here comes a drive left side. Zuha with only 1 on the clock. They're not going to get it off. Bruins perhaps a little too patient that time, and it's a shot clock violation and another turnover by Bellevue. That is number 16 here in the first half. Watkins returns now for Dakota State. Shot clock off. Final 25.5 seconds of the first half. And a second quarter that's been dominated by Dakota State. They lead it by 20. Taking her time now, Wasman. Facing up Ellison. Now ready to make her move with 10 seconds around her Teal screen. Back to Tabor. Tabor passes in the 3. Drives to the right side. Around Muhammad. Up and off the window. Good for 2. And their inbound is stolen. Almost a chance for another 2 at the end of the half. But the buzzer sounds. And a solid start for Dakota State. 41-19. Dakota State University with the lead. They forced 16 Bellevue turnovers in the first half, en route to a 41-19 lead. So we're going to take a pause here at halftime. We'll come back in a little bit and run down the first half stats. Thanks for joining us on our Dakota State University live stream. Back to the DSU Fieldhouse shortly.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
Back with you here at the Dakota State University Fieldhouse at halftime. Dakota State women on top 41-19 in this Frontier Conference matchup with the Bellevue Bruins, and DSU is well on their way to their fifth consecutive win. Started out struggling from the field a little bit. Still put up 20 points in the first quarter, but it was the defense of the second quarter that held Bellevue to just 6. Trojans got a few shots from downtown to start falling, and they continue to force and take advantage of turnovers by Bellevue in the second quarter. Tabor Teal, 14 points, leading the way for the DSU women. 4 rebounds as well for Teal. Caitlin Dyer had 10 in the first half. Couple of threes for Dyer as well. Sierra Watkins had 5, 4 apiece for Hampton Hines and Ella Karstensen. Bria Wasman and Brooke Gunderson with 2 each for Dakota State. Zakiya Muhammad, 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting for the Bruins. Their leading scorer, Janelle Coleman, had 6 points. Warthen 3 and Ellison 2 for Bellevue. Joy Barron, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of block shots, but no points in the first half for the Bruins. So we talked about the turnovers. 16 forced turnovers by DSU in that first half. They scored 17 points off those 16 turnovers. Would have been a lot higher, but Trojans just 4 of 17 from beyond the arc. 6 of 37 overall in that first half. Trojans held a slim 20-18 rebound advantage in the first half as well. They couldn't get the shots from outside to fall, but DSU really worked it inside. 22 of their 41 points, over half, coming in the paint. Thanks also in part to 11 fast break buckets for DSU in the first half. Bellevue, 0 of 6 from downtown. They were just 8 of 25 overall from the field with those 16 turnovers. The offense just not finding anything really for the Bruins in the first half. Just a reminder, coming up after this, Dakota State University men will be taking on Bellevue. The DSU men's team played as really, you look at the losses this year for the DSU men, and much like the women, boy, they have just been in tight game after tight game all season long. And, take that back to the last time they played Bellevue in Nebraska back on the 15th. And Bellevue picked up a 78-72 victory over the Trojan men. At the time, it was the first loss of the season for DSU. Trojans then went on a nice winning streak after that. Picked up the win over Dakota Wesleyan. Had 6 straight conference victories as well before they lost to Carroll and Rocky Mountain, much like the women did in very close games. They also suffered a 2-point loss to Montana Tech in the Ag Ball matchup 1 week ago, and then got the victory on Saturday against Montana Western. So now they'll try to avenge that early season loss to Bellevue tonight in game number 2 of this Dakota State University men's and women's doubleheader. Was glad to see Bellevue made the trip today. And it was not necessarily a guarantee on all these games. A lot of high school games around South Dakota yesterday and today not being played due to the extreme cold temperatures out there. If you're not in Madison or the area this evening, first of all, congratulations. You're probably warmer than what we've been throughout the course of the day. 23 below zero was the low temp this morning. I think we hit that officially at about 6:20 this morning. 23 degrees below zero air temp. The wind chill bottomed out at 44 below zero in Madison earlier this morning. Things are not going to get above zero probably until Sunday afternoon maybe, and if not then, sometime on Monday. But still frigidly cold out there right now, 20-some below zero wind chills. Dakota State happy that Bellevue was able to brave the cold and get here today and only have to play one team this weekend. Mother Nature must have planned that pretty well, the weekend that DSU plays their traveling partner here in the Bruins. A 41-19 lead for Dakota State University as we get ready to start the third quarter of play. Trojans, by the way, went to the free throw line a bunch in the very early going. 4 trips to the line in the first minute and a half for DSU. They shot only 2 free throws the rest of the way, even though there were a fair amount of fouls on the Bruins in that first half. See if the Trojans get themselves to the free throw line. A few more here in this second half, and as they look to pick up another victory here tonight. Trojans are 16-3 overall, 11-2 in the conference, looking for that 17th overall victory. Trojan basketball as we are underway here in the third quarter in Madison. DSU works into the hands of Bria Wasman on the right side, skips it to Dyer, who had 10 points in the first half. Now down to the corner. Here's a drive by Gunderson. Kicks it outside for a Wasman 3-ball, in and out, no good. Gunderson rebounds, puts it up off the window, and connects. Gunderson with 2. She's got 4 here in the contest. And it's 43-19. Handoff comes to Ellison, sprinting her way into the front court. Bounce past Muhammad from the left block. Spins in with that left shoulder, fading away with the right hand, no good. And rebound by Tabor Teal for Dakota State. Teal, 14 points in the game. Tries a wraparound pass from the block, then gets one back from Watkins. DSU looking for a foul. Coach Moe with his hands up in the air. Not going to get it, though, but the ball last touched by Bellevue and goes to Dakota State. Teal fakes a handoff into the paint. Stops. Back out for Wasman, now around the screen. Leaves it for Dyer. Long 3. Got another one. 3 down for Caitlin Dyer. And she's got 13 tonight for the Trojans. Full court pressure again. Trojans hounding the ball carriers at the half-court line here for Bellevue. Bruins get it across. Little bump on a drive by Kyles, who didn't play much of the first half in foul trouble. Here's Ellison on a drive. That shot left well short. Teal rebounds. Out ahead for Watkins. A bounce pass Wasman. A layup too strong. Teal there for a board. It's knocked out of her hands. We got a foul coming up on the Bruins. It's going to be on Joy Barron, and they're going to say that Teal was in the act of shooting. And so 2 shots coming up for Tabor Teal. First foul on Barron as Teal's free throw drops through. One more coming up. And that one through. Teal goes 2 for 2, 16 the ball game for the Trojan senior as Ella Karstensen now comes in for DSU, replacing Gunderson. Minute and a half into quarter number 3. Karstensen hounding the ball carrier. They get it away to Kyles. Kyles, a little flip pass across the timeline to Ellison now. They can get into their set. They want Muhammad in the block, working against the All-American and Teal. Maybe got away with a travel. Shot no good, but a rebound by Barron. Kicks it outside. Trojans get back into their zone off a broken floor. Here's an attack. Teal got a piece of that one. Swats it away and picks up the rebound. Teal then bringing it up herself. Teal stops as she gets to the block. Kicks it outside. 3-point shot. Gunderson on the way. It's good. It was Karstensen, pardon me. Ella Karstensen with the triple. She's got 7 and a timeout taken by Coach James Benford for Bellevue. 7:48 to play here in the third. 51-19 DSU. 30-second timeout by Bellevue. 7:48 to play here in quarter number 3. Dakota State University well out in front of Bellevue, as you thought might be the case. Trojans dominated this matchup earlier in the season and on their way to another lopsided victory here tonight, 51-19. Full court pressure on the inbound, Bellevue. Sprinting up towards a double team. They get it across the timeline. Into the hands of Muhammad now. Attacks on Teal. Double team comes. Spins away from it through contact, and she'll get the whistle. And head to the free throw line and shoot 2. So Muhammad to the line. 18 points. And the first half. Free throw is up here and good. First free throw in the ball game for Zakea. Trying to keep the Bruins a perfect 4-4 from the line, and she does. Knocks them both down. 5 of 5 from the line. DSU facing a little pressure here now in the inbound. Needs to get it across. They do find Watkins. Gives it away to Dyer, and now Wasmond, who will set it up. Dribbles to her right. Teal trying to post up down low, being covered by 2 black jerseys right now. Wasmond sees a double team, steps through it, leaves it off for Karstensen. Outside Dyer, she'll try for another 3. Got it! That's 4 for Caitlin Dyer. 16 in the ball game. She matches Tabor Teal for the game high, and then the ball thrown away by Bellevue. And Trojan basketball. Substitution by DSU as Madeline Hansen returns to the game. Also, Hampton Hines into the ball game. And Mackenzie Simmons returns for DSU. Simmons has it in the corner now. Gets it into Teal. Teal, double teamed, got stripped of the ball. It's loose on the floor, picked up by the Bruins. Turnover by Dakota State. Pushing ahead. And now driving all the way to the basket. Missing on the layup is Ellison. Rebound tipped out. Ellison has it. Ellison passes it outside to Coleman. Coleman worked around the arc now. Muhammad in the post. Working against Teal again. Doesn't like that. Gets free throw line. Ellison jumper no good. Teal rebounds for the Trojans. Pushes it ahead to Simmons. Simmons stops at the block. Step through with the right hand. Off the window. Is good for 2. She was looking for 3 on that one. 56-21, Trojans on top. Bellevue pushes it into the front court. Wide open shooter in the corner, but we're going to get a whistle. And a foul on DSU before Ellison could trigger that pass to a open Zuha. Substitution, Emma Russell back in for Bellevue, while for Dakota State, Angelina Chappell returns, replacing Tabor Teal. Bellevue on the inbound. 20 on the shot clock after the foul. Skip pass is tipped and goes out of bounds. Last touch by Dakota State, and Mackenzie Simmons, who nearly took it away. Bruins basketball now, 14 to shoot. Tiles holds with it near the half-court line, looking to get around Hines. Does. Gets it off the window, no good. Chappell fighting with Muhammad for the rebound. Muhammad has it, kicks it back outside for Russell to reset. Drive now, and a block shot by Chappell. Gets it away to Watkins now. Watkins pushing tempo into the front court. Corner for Simmons. Simmons leaves it off. Chappell wide open down low for 2. First 2 of the ball game for the junior off the bench. And it's 58-21. Steele coming from behind. You can see that one a mile away. Watkins takes it out of the hands of Ellison. Watkins into the corner. Off for Simmons now. Simmons back over to Watkins. Simmons, left corner, 3-ball catch and shoot is good. Mackenzie Simmons with the 3, her first from downtown. 5 points in the ball game for Simmons. And a 61-21 lead here for the Trojans. Ellison, left side, 3-ball on the way, and good from Emma Russell. Knocks down a much-needed shot there for Bellevue. Bruins drift back into the zone. Bounce pass goes left side here for Hansen. Into the corner, Simmons. Back to Hansen. Simmons again. Bounce pass, Watkins inside. Floats it in for Chappell. Nice catch through contact. And scores it over the top of a double team. 4 points for Chappell. 63-24 Trojans. Ellison throws it across the half-court line to Coleman. Coleman gets it back out. Ellison for a three. Got it. Carolyn Ellison with the three. 63-27. Watkins nearly a turnover. Chappell now left side for Hansen. Hansen back into the corner for Hines now on the right side. Skip pass to Simmons. Fakes in a three. Gets inside. Floats one up. And we got an offensive foul away from the basketball. And it's going to be on Watkins. That will be her first. Team's second. And timeout on the floor. 3:51 to play here in the third. It's all DSU. 63-27. We're back to the Fieldhouse in a minute. .351 remaining third quarter as we come out of the media timeout. 63-27 Dakota State University leading in the game number one of our men's and women's doubleheader tonight here in Madison. Bellevue out of the timeout, inbounds. Triple team as Coleman comes across the timeline, and she got tied up. Jump ball. It'll stay here with Bellevue. Trojans defense has been on display again tonight. Elbow jump shot, too strong by Ellison. Rebound is loose, out of bounds. Who got it last? Last touched by a diving Brooke Gunderson by Dakota State. Stays here with Bellevue. Officials talking about that. Coach Moe saying our ball. And I love the compete level of Coach David Moe. Up 63-27, and he's advocating for the ball. Officials will put 20 seconds on the shot clock here for Bellevue. Ellison gets the inbound into the hands of Barron. Barron inside for a little running hook shot by Coleman, no good. And rebounded by Dakota State. Into the hands of Karstensen, who spins her way across the timeline. Snaps the crossover now and fires it over to Gunderson. Dakota State looking to work it inside a high-low post. They've got it to Chappell. She goes back outside for Karstensen. Karstensen staying strong with it. Turns it in, and the right-handed jump hook is good. Karstensen then nearly came for a steal, just a step too late. Sprinting ahead, Zuha. Zuha floats it up, no good. And Chappell gets the rebound and gets fouled. And it'll go to Dakota State. Chappell again, I think she's gotten one block shot tonight, but she has altered so many shots. Just the size of the 6'2" center inside. And just has players rushing shots, throwing up shots from odd angles. As substitutions continue. here for both teams. DSU, Teal, and Wasman return. And Wasman brings it up here for the Trojans. Also, Ryan Berry, the freshman from Pierre, into the game for the first time. Here's Dyer inside for Teal. Quick double team. Teal looking to get it through the baseline. Does find the outlet pass eventually to Berry, but we got a 3-second call on DSU. Inbounds to the Bruins, and the ball poked free. Tabor is going to pick up the loose basketball. Throws it into the corner. Berry goes back to Teal, and the ball tipped and picked up by Bellevue again. Bruins slow it up here now. Coleman looks back, finds Warthen, and pushes it up into the front court. A tip ball out of bounds. It was poked away by Berry and stays with Bellevue. 2:18 to play here in the third. Caitlin Dyer tying her shoelace for a brief little pause there. And then she steals the inbounds. Picked up by Wasman. Wasman waiting for everybody to catch up. Now she goes to the baseline. Double team, throws it out to Teal. Teal drives in with the right hand. Bounce pass, I think she was trying to go to Watkins. That ball got kicked around. Wasman's got it now for the Trojans. Corner, how about another Dyer three? No good this time. And rebounded by Coleman for Bellevue. Coleman. Pass comes to Barron, almost taken away by DSU. Barron in some trouble now, trying to get it across the timeline, and does just in time to Warthen. Warthen, away to Russell, inside Muhammad now, spinning to that left-handed, that left shoulder rather, to the right-handed shot, and rejected by Teal, but they got it back. And then a travel on Bellevue. Teal knew exactly what Muhammad was going to do there. Catch that ball, spin, lean in on that left shoulder, and go to the right-handed jump hook. And she was all over it that time. 65-27 Dakota State, under 90 seconds to go here in the third. They get it into the corner for a Berry three, no good. And rebound to Bellevue. DSU's been looking for the freshman every time since she's been in. Just couldn't knock that one down. Ball across the timeline, Warthen, she got fouled. Helped up by Wasman and Watkins for DSU. Minute 11 to play here in the third. Foul was on Dyer. That's her second personal and the team's fourth in the third quarter. Inbounded to Warthen now between the circles. It's Russell. Free throw line, Coleman. Out Malone now, or pardon me, Barron. Barron back to the top of the key with 9 to shoot. Free throw line, Coleman attacks. Gets to the block, shot no good, and we got a tie up on the rebound. Tabor Teal in there with 2 black jerseys, able to force the jump ball, and it will go to DSU. Under a minute here in the third. Berry crosses over as she looks to make her way in, goes to Teal instead. Teal kicks it out. Wasman, good pass corner. Dyer a three, no good. Berry has an offensive rebound. Passes out for Dyer again. Now Wasman straight away. She'll try the three. Got it. Bria Wasman with the three. She's got 5 points tonight, and it's 68-27. Warthen. Pass ahead, 3-ball up and no good by Russell. Rebound inside Muhammad. Ooh, Teal thought she had a clean block, but the official on the far side of the court that time saw a foul, and that'll be 2 shots coming up for Muhammad at the free throw line. And the second foul by Tabor Teal. It comes with 11.6 seconds remaining here in the third quarter as Muhammad sinks on the first free throw. The Bruins remain perfect from the line tonight, but yet they are down 40, 68-28. Next free throw on its way and good. Muhammad, double figures, 12 points tonight. Wasman with 8 seconds. Wasman out for Berry in the corner. Hands it back to Bria. Bria with 5 seconds. Gets it away to Teal. Teal back to Wasman on a deep three at the buzzer. No good. And the third quarter comes to an end, but it has been all Dakota State University through 3, 68-29. Trojans on top of the Bruins. Fourth quarter basketball from the Fieldhouse coming up next in 1 minute.
First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking gives you the freedom to experience life, to enjoy the things you love, and to breeze through checkout lines with free mobile wallet features. Bank anywhere you want with online account opening and instant issue debit cards. Feel the freedom of no fees, no minimum balances, and no unpleasant surprises. First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking. Apply online or at any branch location. First Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Dakota State University well on their way to another Frontier Conference victory here and another home win at the DSU Fieldhouse, where the Trojans are undefeated on the season. 10 minutes to go in this one. Trojans will start the fourth quarter with Barry on the floor with Watkins, Teal, Hines, and Hanson. Two freshmen on the floor for DSU as we open up the fourth. Muhammad had it in the block, gets it back out quickly to Ellison. Looking to drive in. Teal there to defend, though. Ball got tipped away to Barron. Barron has had a quiet night, tries to drive in. We've got a whistle and a jump ball, and it will go to DSU. And the Trojans, quick sub to start the third quarter, or fourth quarter, pardon me. 19 seconds in, they make a sub. Simmons and Gunderson coming in here for DSU. Teal remains in, right side. Now in for Teal. Teal gets into the paint, kicks it back out into the hands of Hanson. Hanson drove down to the block, nothing there. Goes back to the corner, gets the ball, fires the three, and knocks it down. Hanson with the triple. First points of the game for the freshman, 71-29. Dakota State here early in the fourth quarter. Ball down into the corner is Zuha. Tries to make a move. Oh, Barron getting fouled and making sure everybody knew it, too, as Barron got tangled up that time with Brooke Gunderson, who picked up her first foul. First on DSU here in the fourth quarter. Inbounds comes out to the top of the key. Teal play in the middle. Here for the Trojans. Here's a jump inside by Ellison. Ellison then got blocked by Teal. Comes away with the rebound. Tabor coming the other way. It's a 3-on-2. She kicks it into the corner for another Hanson three. In and out, no good. Teal fighting for the rebound. It is out of bounds off of Bellevue. And Dakota State basketball with 8:43 to play here in the fourth. Inbounds lobbed into Teal in the corner. Had to fight her way to get that one. Dribbles into the paint. Two black jerseys on her. She kicks it outside. Another three-point shot up. This time up and good by Simmons, who's got 8 points tonight. 74-29. Bellevue can't get it inbounded. Ball knocked free. Picked up by Gunderson. Her shot blocked, though, and rebounded by Barron. Barron goes behind the back, and she sprints into the front court. Leaves it back behind her for Ellison now as they set it up. Trojans just have not given up many easy looks today. I mean, I'm thinking maybe one wide open three-point shot. Nothing in the paint has come easy. And these passes in the perimeter have been so tough. Here's a floater inside, no good by Kyles. Then she fights and gets her own rebound. Dribbles it back out beyond the arc to reset here. Hands it away to Zuha. Back over to Kyles and a deep three, no good. And Barron snatches the rebound away from Teal, and I think Teal's going to get called for the loose ball foul. She'll check out. Chappell and Dyer coming in for Dakota State. Also Karstensen and Barry return. 7:42 to play here in this one. Bounce pass inside Barron, looking to work in on Chappell. No room. She powers it up, though, and off the window for two. Hansen throws it ahead quickly. Barry on the attack. Stops at the block. Kicks it out to the elbow for Karstensen. Karstensen dribbles in from 10 feet out. Pops the jumper from there. 11 in the ball game now for Karstensen. DSU looking for a steal or a turnover on the ensuing inbound, and they do force a turnover. Wasman coming back in here for Dakota State. And will replace Hansen. 7:17 to go here in the fourth. Inbounds comes to Wasman. On the handoff, Karstensen. Karstensen gets the block, steps through for room, puts it up and in. Great move, Ella Karstensen. The sophomore has really come so far this season. And she's up to 13 tonight, 78-31, Dakota State. Barry running up the floor with Coleman, and Barry is going to get a foul, I believe. Nope, check that. It's going to be on Dyer. And that is the third on Caitlin Dyer. Third on the Trojans here in the fourth quarter, which has just under 7 minutes remaining. Coleman, inbounds pass nearly stolen by Wasman, but it came into Mohammed. Kyle's now on the handoff as she dribbles it off the wing on the far side. Free throw line, Mohammed looking to attack, but Chappell right in front of her. She takes her time, she needs help. And again, Chappell's defense has been outstanding tonight. They go inside. Oh, there's a tie up by Barry, forcing a jump ball. It'll stay here. Ryan Barry came in from behind on Mohammed that time and nearly got the steal. Just 6 seconds on the shot clock now for Bellevue. Lobbed in, caught by Coleman. Coleman stripped by Wasman, but got it back. Now needs to put it up on Chappell and scores it at the buzzer. Second time, Bellevue's got a bucket right as the shot clock went off tonight. Wasman. Probing dribble, leaves it off for Barry. Free throw line, now out straight away. Karstensen faking on a three ball. Kicks it outside for Wasman again. 14 to shoot. Wasman through the paint. Leaves it out for a Karstensen three. No good. Long rebound. Karstensen runs it down. Karstensen then inside. And we're going to get a jump ball. And it will stay here with Dakota State with 6:03 remaining here in the fourth. Wasman will trigger the inbound for the Trojans. Lobs it into Chappell. Handoff Wasman. Looking to go right back into Angelina. She's got it in the post. Beautiful pass off. Karstensen up off the window for two. 15 for Karstensen tonight. And it's 80-33. Bruins trying to beat the trapping defense here of Dakota State. They get into the corner. Zuha. Kyles works it for Ellison. Dribble through the baseline. Try to reverse layup. No good. Saves it from going out of bounds. Muhammad has it. Worked around left side. Shot clock did not reset. They get a jumper up just before the buzzer. And we got a foul on Dakota State. It's going to be on Chappell. Picks up her second personal. And DSU with a mass substitution here with 5:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Watkins in the ball game along with Teal and Simmons. Hines checking in as well. Wasman stays on the floor for Dakota State. Inbound to the free throw line for Ellison, or Coleman rather. Coleman stepped through, shot no good. Offensive rebound Muhammad. Her shot no good. Another offensive rebound missed. And the rebound finally controlled by Simmons for Dakota State. Tries a bounce pass to Wasman that's lucky to not get turned over. Wasman to Teal. Teal up off the glass and puts it in for two. 18 for Teal. 82-33 Trojans. Bruins sprinted into the corner. Now back out for Ellison. Inside for Muhammad, who gets called for a travel. Double team came from Watkins that time, and Muhammad's feet got a little happy. And we're going to get to a media timeout with 4:49 remaining here in the ball game. Dakota State up by 49 over Bellevue. Back in a minute. .449 left here in the fourth quarter. Dakota State University shooting 51% for the field. They forced 25 Bellevue turnovers en route to our 82-33 score here in the closing minutes of this ball game. Watkins on the attack. Sierra dribbles back out. Over to Hampton Hines. Had some early looks here, but has been quiet offensively overall tonight. Free throw line for Teal. Looking to go to the baseline. Nothing there, so she drives. She spins to the left hand. Too high off the glass, and the rebound picked up by Coleman for Bellevue. Ahead to Kiles. Lobs one across the timeline to Russell. Russell from 10 feet, no. Simmons with the rebound for Dakota State. Wasman dribbles between the circles. Into the corner, Hines. How about this three ball? No good. Hampton just hasn't had the shot from downtown tonight. Rebound into the hands of Ellison. Pushes ahead for Coleman. Right side, deep three up and short by Russell. Rebound, though, by Coleman for the Bruins. Another three-point shot from Russell, and that one will drop through. And Russell's got 6 tonight for Bellevue with under 4 to go. Trojans are going to get a fresh 5 in here at the next whistle. Wasman beyond the arc. Gets into the paint, outside for Watkins. Watkins lobs it down low for Teal. Teal in a double team, just trying to create space, and she got fouled by Muhammad that time. Second foul on Zakiya Muhammad, and that will do it here for the Trojan starters who check out with 3:26 to go in the fourth quarter. In for DSU, Eliza Oltmans in for the first time tonight. Also, Lily Ross checks in. Brooke Gunderson returns for DSU. Chappell is back in along with Hanson. Skip pass high into the air to the right side. Drive by Hanson. Hanson through the paint, nothing there. Leaves it outside. Here's a drive by Oltmans, and that shot partially blocked. Picked up by Bellevue. Bruins into the front court. Ellison on the attack, kicks it outside. Another three-point opportunity, no good by Russell, and the rebound controlled by Hanson for Dakota State. Pass ahead quickly to Gunderson. Gunderson into the corner. Oltman's open for a three, and it's good. That was Lily Ross, with the three. And 85-36, Dakota State. Russell. And a travel on Bellevue. Trojans make another substitution. Ryan Berry coming in. Gunderson out for Dakota State. So 4 freshmen on the floor. Hanson, Berry, and 2 freshmen rather than the sophomore Oltmans for DSU, along with Chappell. And we're going to get a turnover on Dakota State. Brings Joy Barron back into the game now for Bellevue. 2:27 remaining. Trojans going to pick up their 5th win in a row. Another conference victory as they're fighting for a Frontier Conference title. Goodsey kicks it outside. Here's Worthen on the floater, no good. Too strong. Goodsey got the rebound, puts it back up. That one short. Chappell controls the rebound for Dakota State. Out ahead to Hanson. Hanson through traffic, up off the window, rolls out, no good. And the rebound to Bellevue. Bruins slowly into the front court. Barron in the corner, goes down into the post here for Goodsay. Outside for a three-point shot, too strong. Fight for the rebound. We got a tie-up, and it'll stay here with the Bruins. Bruins will bring in Maylee Malone, sophomore guard from Omaha, into the game for the first time tonight. Pass comes into Warthen now, around a screen. Double team comes, goes left side. Russell on another three, got it. So Russell's hit 3 from downtown. She's got 9 points. And with 90 seconds to go, it's 85-39 Dakota State. Bringing it up is Hansen. Hansen dribbles through the paint. And now looking for help, finds Chappell in the corner. Chappell dribbles it out to the top of the key. On the handoff to Oltmans. Oltmans. Over to Barry now. Barry down inside for Chappell. Chappell turns to the right hand and puts it in. 6 tonight for the backup center. And it's 87-39 with under a minute to play. Around a screen comes Bellevue. Warthen back over to Malone. Malone, jump shot coming from Goodsay, and she drops it in for 2. And a whistle. And the official's coming over to check something on the scoreboard here. I'm not sure what that was, but it's not going to last too long. DSU will get it back here. Final 45 seconds of the game. Chappell at the top of the key. Looking for Oltman on the backdoor cut, nothing there. Here's a floater back to Chappell. Never really got to her. It's out of bounds, last touched by Bellevue. Trojan basketball. It'll be inbounded by Hansen. Hansen throws it in to Oltmans. Back to Hansen at the top of the key. Now left side for Ross. Ross gets it in for Chappell. Turnaround with the jump shot, no good. Offensive rebound goes right back to Chappell. Another offensive rebound for Barry. Barry puts it up herself this time for her first points of the night. 15 seconds remaining. Bellevue dribbling it out. Might try a reverse layup here before the buzzer. No good. Rebounded Chappell, and that will do it. Final score tonight. It's a Dakota State University win, 89-41 over the Bellevue Bruins. It's a season sweep for Dakota State over Bellevue. As the men's game now coming up here at the Fieldhouse. We'll let you go in a moment, but first let's take a look at the the final game stats tonight. Leading scorer Tabor Teal, another double-double for Teal. 18 points, 11 rebounds to go along with 4 assists for Teal tonight. Caitlin Dyer had 6 block shots, 16 points tonight. She had 4 of 7 from three-point range. 15 points for Ella Karstensen. Mackenzie Simmons, 8 points, 6 rebounds in the ball game. Angelina Chappell finished 6 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists to go along with several block shots tonight as well. Bria Wasman and Sierra Watkins each with 5. Brooke Gunderson and Hampton Hines had 4 apiece. Madeline Hansen and Lily Ross each had 3. Ryan Berry with 2 for Dakota State in the win. Zakiya Muhammad, 12 points, 6 rebounds, led the way for Bellevue. 9 points for Emma Russell. Janelle Coleman had 8 in the loss for the Bruins. DSU, in the end, forces 26 turnovers. Scored 25 points off those turnovers. DSU didn't shoot it well from downtown early, but they finished 12 of 33 for a respectable 36% three-point shooting tonight. As the Dakota State University women with the victory improved to 17-3 overall. They are now 12-2 in the conference. Bellevue falls to 8-11. The Bruins are 4-10 in the Frontier. Coming up next for Dakota State University women, they will be on the road next weekend, taking on Valley City a week from tonight, and then Mayville State on Saturday. So we're going to pause here with the men's game coming up. A reminder, we'll talk a little bit more about the women's game during halftime of the men's contest when Coach Mo will join us. But right now, we'll take a break. The men's game is coming up in about 24 minutes here in Madison at the Dakota State University Fieldhouse.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe,